What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for watching another video. I'm already sweaty and dirty. Completely forgot to make an intro for this video, and the install is already done. So, blew my mind. Completely forgot. But today, I'm installing a USP high flow downpipe on my MK5 Rabbit. This downpipe is good for Rabbit, Golf, Jetta Sport Wagon, anything with a 2.5 5-cylinder. It'll be good if you have a normal non-California emission car and a California emission car that has the extra oxygen sensor by the cat. So it'll work with both. If you don't have the extra oxygen sensor, they give you like a little plug to put in to basically close that off. And it comes with all new hardware, which is awesome, so you don't really have to go out and buy anything. The one thing that the kit didn't come with, though, is a new exhaust manifold gasket, so you would have to get a new one unless your car is really low miles and you don't really care about changing it. That's up to you if it looks good, but I recommend changing it. But it doesn't come with that, but it comes with new nuts for the studs, and it comes with like a little bracket for you to actually put on. You'll see that once the video starts to go. But this install is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Should take you about maybe an hour with some ramps. That's what I'm going to be using today, just my ramps. Gives you more than enough room to work and do what you got to do. So now that it's done, I'll show you guys how to do that. Hopefully you enjoy the video. Okay guys, so we're going to be working right here where the downpipe meets the exhaust manifold. There's going to be 4 nuts and studs. So we're going to take those 13mm nuts off. There's going to be 4. So the first 3 right behind the oil pan are visible that you can get probably from the front. The last one, which is in the top right corner, which is going to be up there but on the top, is going to have to probably be done with like an extension behind the actual subframe of the car, which I'm going to see if I can get an angle to do it from right here. But for the first 3, you should be able to get a wrench in here. They are 13mm bolts and they should come out, you know, not crazy hard. This car does have a low mileage, so mine are not that crusty, as you could tell. Some of them, if you have higher mileage and you're going to be doing this, you're probably going to want to douse it in like WD-40 or some sort of penetrating oil. But I'm going to do that anyway before starting for a couple of minutes and see how that goes. But I shouldn't have any issues. But remember, these might be seized on if you do have a lot of miles and you're living in like a salty / snowy area. Okay, so wow, that was actually a lot easier than I thought for this one. Yep, it's already moving. So let me get some leverage here. Let me reseat this, but this one already came loose. I'm gonna do the others now. Guys, so I was able to get all of the nuts off the studs. Now the one that I said was gonna be difficult was the one that was up on the right-hand side over here towards the top right on the passenger side. But if you have small enough hands, you're able to actually like sneak in your ratchet with your 13mm socket like for this one, and then you should be able to come over to the other side like so and be able to do it as well. If that doesn't work and you don't have enough leverage, if it's a little more tough for you, then you're probably going to have to do it behind the subframe here with an extension going this way. But if you have small enough hands and they are moving decently easily when you go to take them off, you can do it from right here. All right guys, so now that we did the front, now we're going to be zipping off this clamp right here that connects the cat back to the front or the back pipe of the OEM cat. So I'm just going to zip this off with an impact. This is also a 13mm, so with an impact this should easily, careful because everything's going to start to drop. Just take these screws, nuts out completely, and then just be able to take everything off so that we have room to I just want to be able to move this. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take off this plate right here that holds everything up, and then we're going to be taking off the front bushings right there for the stock one. These are also 13, so I'm just going to zip these off too. This 1, 2. 3. Now this will just come down. 4. And actually, before that last step, I'm gonna undo the O2 sensor here so that it's just easier to take this out because I don't want this hanging once this is all out. So I'm gonna take the O2 sensor out, and then I'm gonna take off the last bracket over there with the bushings, and this entire piece will come out. All right guys, so we got the O2 sensor out. You can use a 22mm wrench like so down here, or you can use an open-ended wrench or the regular, you know, O2 socket tool. So now we're going to take off these 13s. Should come off pretty easily. Now the whole exhaust should come out. Okay, it's off the studs already, so that's good. Just gotta take it off the back clamp. Okay guys, so here's the stock downpipe and cat, everything with the flex pipe, and then this is the USP high flow cat. It has a nice little branding right there. It's upside down, but they have that. And the good thing with this downpipe is that this works whether you have like regular emissions or I think the California emissions. So you get 2 O2 sensor bungs. So if your car is California emissions, you'll have 2 sensors on the back. Mine only have the one. They give you a plug if you don't need it. So I'm just gonna plug the first one, just like this one has none, and then I'll connect the O2 sensor to the back. And then they give you some new hardware for the top of the flange where it connects to the exhaust manifold. So we'll get brand new nuts to put on the studs. So we're gonna start installing this back into the car. Okay guys, so the downpipe is in, all the new nuts are back on the studs. Putting it back on was a lot easier than actually taking it off, even though taking it off is also easy. But everything is pretty much tight except for this bracket right here to the subframe that holds the exhaust. This is the only thing that you have to watch out for, is this is not gonna be straight most likely, or you're gonna have to play with it for your own car. Mine sits like this so that it sits into the grommets and this bracket perfectly fine. These are still a little bit loose so that I can move it around a little bit, but everything else is tight. So, GoPro, but we're going to snug those up now. Now, this is all nice and tight. I put the O2 sensor back as well where it needed to go. The exhaust bracket here, back on, good to go. Clamps are good. All connected to the cat back. So everything going to the front is good. Only a little bit of movement, and that's from the flex pipe, which it's supposed to. So again, super simple install. I put the plug in as well. As you can see right there, you should be able to see it. Tighten that up a little bit so that it doesn't come out. And we're gonna see how it sounds and go out for a drive. Okay guys, so we're gonna see how this car drives now with the high flow cat in. Install, like I said, was pretty easy. This mod is known to give a couple of ponies here and there. Nothing crazy probably, to be honest with you, but you know, any little amount counts for now. I obviously have bigger plans for this car, like I've said before in previous videos. So this is just for fun for now. This is the catted version. I still think they have a catless version. It's kind of hard to find it. I don't think they sell it directly on their site anymore. But still, this should be more than enough. So I just need to kind of open it up and see how it feels compared to stock. So far, I'll be honest, call me crazy. Maybe it's placebo, probably placebo, but the car feels a lot smoother even shifting, which is weird. I'm probably trying to convince myself of that, but it feels like it's accelerating a little nicer, but we'll see once I'm able to step on it. So, okay guys, so we're gonna do a little acceleration here and see how it feels. gotta be honest, I mean, fully honest, it's definitely a little louder, that's for sure. It has more of that 5-cylinder rumble. Obviously, this is a high flow cat compared to a stock OEM cat, so it definitely has more throatiness. I think I felt it in my seat a little more, like in first gear, really stepping on it, but it feels like the mid-range was a little smoother, but that's about it. That's kind of the way it felt when I did that 1 to 2, but I'm not sure. I mean, for sure, number one, it does sound a lot better. Like, I'll be honest with you, like, it really brought out more of that rumble, which I'm not going to complain because these engines are just known to sound phenomenal. So I'm not going to complain about more rumble on these cars, but I mean, it's not a huge difference, guys. Again, these aren't turbo cars. You can't just throw on mods and start, you know, making a ton of power. So, but I will say though, sounds good. It does feel smoother. Even shifting, it feels pretty smooth. So in that regard, it definitely is worth it. Let's do another. I mean, guys, the sound for sure, it's definitely louder. And that little sequence there, nothing crazy, not like a pull to red line, but the car definitely feels smoother, definitely feels like it's pulling more like buttery smooth, rather, I wouldn't say struggling, because the car didn't struggle before with the stock cat, but definitely it feels smoother and it sounds better. And honestly, once I pair it with the tune, because I'm about to throw a tune on this car from RevMap Performance. So we're gonna see how that comes with the tune, and we'll see how all of these mods pair with Jason's tuning. So stay tuned for that, because that's gonna be the next video. I'm gonna flash the car to the tune, and we're gonna see how the car feels with these mods, the intake, exhaust, the downpipe, and we're gonna throw a tune on it and see how it feels, guys. So anyways, that's going to conclude the video. Again, not too bad. It feels pretty good. So hopefully you like, comment, and subscribe. It lets YouTube know that I'm doing a good job. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.